Hello friends, your appointment with Dr. Ambika Nair and Aware and Care, a weekly episodes of programs where we talk about certain health conditions, symptoms and remedies through Ayurvedic remedies. In this episode today, we're going to talk to Dr. Nair about bedwetting and a condition or a situation which is maybe timely, which is just age related, or sometimes there is an underlying conditions. Let's welcome Dr. Nair to the show. Namaskaram, Doctor. Welcome to Aware and Care.
Namaskaram.
Dr. Nair, as I've just mentioned, we're going to talk today about bedwetting and enuresis. And this is specifically related to children that we're going to address today, because I also hear that adults also face these issues. But let's start at the beginning of all that, because every age, parents look for certain milestones. And one of the most important thing is about potty training, toilet training, bathroom training. And when that doesn't happen, parents get more anxious and they make the children more anxious. Now let's understand what exactly is bedwetting and till what age it is acceptable and when it should be of concern.
Yeah, it is actually, nocturnal enuresis in the medical language, but in Ayurveda, we call it a Shayya Mutra. Shayya means sleep.
Sleep.
Just lying down. So it can happen, not only if it is only at night, that is different. But if in the daytime, whenever the child lie on the bed also, if it happens, then till 5 years, it's okay. Otherwise, some children, we get even after maturity in girls, even in boys, like at 21, they want to get married, like 24, 25, 26, even 30. So cases are there. So it is a concern at that time. So there will be so much of underlying factors also. Why are they like this? Whether it is related with the, kapha and the vata. So children, especially when they, sometimes, the causes can be, they will have like a small bladder and, training will not be correct for the children. And very young age, sometimes, forcefully making them to adopt the changes and fear. And psychologically insulting the children in front of others. So these all, they make them, to do it more and more actually. Even excessive sleep, sweet foods at night, too much of drinking of water at night. So these all we tell them, even delayed bladder maturation, I told you. Fluid, yeah.
Wow, interesting. Because I was just starting to think that I have only a couple of questions to ask you, but you have really covered everything there by even mentioning that certain factors like it could continue even in teenage or adulthood. And sometimes we know that senior citizens have this problem. And then, of course, that we could cover in some other episode. But when you say that it is till age of 5, and you also mentioned that it is when we say bedwetting, does it only mean that in a lying down position or in a sleep position, or it could be while sitting also, it just happens and they lose control?
Sitting means it will be, like a sitting position, like if they are wearing diaper, the child does not know, they are not aware. Okay, but that can be, like in the 2 years, 3 years, and all that is fine actually. Sometimes, with the winter also, children go into very deep sleep, with the cold also it can happen. Children with the constipation also, the rectum will be filled up with the fecal matter. Okay, so, and even the large pressure from the intestine also can cause all those things. And children, we know, sometimes, they are very stubborn. They will do the pee in the bed and they will tell the parents, so I have done it. So that is also psychological issues actually. Stress will be there, anxiety will be there. Some children, they don't even like to go outside. A lot of fear, like emotional issues will be there, social issues. They don't like to go outside.
As early as 5 years and below also these conditions and the psychological and social network works plays a very important role. I also feel that okay, with time and so much of information and programs like this, and people are talking and parents being more educated and aware of it. Traditionally, please correct me if I'm wrong, there was a lot of embarrassment or awkwardness related to, toilets, whether it's potty or whether it's urine or passing urine. People are very uncomfortable talking about it in public. But we see that with time that, they're good job and, great work and, people giving them candies or goodies. There, you did the bathroom in the bathroom kind of talks.
Rewarding them.
Yeah, rewarding them for their
Yeah.
for their bathroom habits have also come in, so that this is normalized, that these are bodily functions and the children need
Yeah.
and also
Counseling.
yeah, counseling is also there, and also that body parts are not openly spoken in the subcontinent. The rectum or the any other body functions, they are not used very vocally. People are very embarrassed to talk about it, so the child is very confused, in my opinion. Now, can we also understand whether this is also a muscle related problem or a nerve related problem when the child is losing control, or it's just a phase of or psychological issue? You just mentioned there are certain
Normally it can be, like till the 5, 6 and all, it's fine. Okay, some children, and with the autism children, we have seen that because they cannot, express. In that is also there. Little milestone delayed children. Every child is not autistic. You understand? So in rare cases, structural abnormalities also can cause it.
Okay.
Then, the child cannot hold the urine. Maybe a small bladder, some repeated urinary infection. That is very common in children actually. And keeping the, Pampers, diapers there for a long time, and we are not removing it, that also can, keep on getting infection to them.
That's a very interesting point that you mentioned about diapers, because over the last few decades, there has been so many debates whether, children should be wearing diapers or not. But considering the kind of homes we are now living in, maintenance and cleaning has become so difficult. And there is also a factor that, parents tend to compare two children or, neighbors' children or cousins or within their own siblings. I had problem with one child, I don't have problem with the other child. So that also creates a lot of pressure on the little child.
Definitely. That's why, actually we should not, we should always motivate them. It is quite natural. Whatever you are doing, it is in the childhood. We all, we all tell that, oh, we also had it. Okay. So then, oh, you had it. We get a lot of cases, Madhuri.
Okay.
So, even not only till 5 years, 6 years, that is normal, but, very grown up children.
They also have this problem.
Yeah. So, counseling is more important, taking them into confidence. Okay. And, sometimes it can be with the worm infestation.
Oh.
So, deworming. Yeah, it can happen. They will be playing with their genitals, especially in the boys, and otherwise they will have itching, So, you have to find out what's the real cause of that actually.
Okay.
Okay. And, making them to get up, maybe early morning. Advising them to go for urination before sleeping, so that a little counseling with a very a positive attitude, so that will make a big change in the child actually.
Dual parenting plays a very important role. I do see that, parents, mothers are overwhelmed and tired with all the jobs. And today, thankfully, the information is so good that dual parenting is happening. Mother and father both are involved in raising the child. We also hear that parents talk about, just before sleeping, we took them to the bathroom. Yet within 45 minutes or 1 hour, the child is waking me up saying the bed is wet, or, the baby is crying. So despite trying that, this happens. What do you want to say about that, Dr.?
No, this is according to the age. If the child was given too much of fluid, or if any inflammation is there, like infection, so naturally it will be there. Okay, so you have to find out why it is so. Like some children with epilepsy. Okay, during the, when the fits comes, they pee.
Right.
So these all not, that cannot be, called as aneurysm, but, natural it is.
Now,
and, advising the child to, hold the urine, when they are they want to run for the urination, wait them, making them to wait for 5-10 minutes. So they understand how to hold the urine. So this is a really practice. Make the child to practice.
And it's a long-term practice it takes. And I think every person on this planet has gone through this situation as a child or as a parent or as a caretaker of small
Motherhood.
children. Motherhood is not very easy. So is fatherhood, but because the pressure, and I often also see that the pressure is there between the parents also, the blame game happens when the child does the bedwetting. Who's going to change the bed at night? Who's going to change the clothes at night? So that also, I think, creates a lot of pressure on the child. Now, Dr. Nair, is there any particular body type also that composition or doshas that
Kapha, mostly kapha. And, like all these things, like when they come, we see that, how they are like this. And the real constitution through the pulse analysis. And we advise the diet also accordingly. We do the care accordingly, counseling the child, making him understand this is all normal. Some days it can be hereditary also, the parents also will tell. Parents also will tell, oh, we also used to pee. Like recently we had a case, like a 23-year-old girl. So the father came and told, can you help her? Because of that, she was actually going to the college. She was commuting everything from the, home only, even in the college. So even in the daytime, if she lie down, it will happen like that.
Wow.
So, okay, it was during the COVID time. So I never saw her personally, but counseling, giving medication, and, helping her how to come. She's out.
Okay. So friends, when we talk about different health symptoms and health conditions here in Aware in Care, we talk about headaches, bleeding problem, or, UTIs or any other health conditions which we normally all talk about. But when we talk about bedwetting, many of our viewers must be thinking, Ayurveda has remedies for this also? Yes. It talks about, body, mind and soul together. So there are. So doctor, this is a curable condition and treatable condition, right?
100%.
100%. And any age group person can come and visit?
Yeah, any age group can come actually.
Okay. So when you're taking, in today's episode, we're specifically focusing on little children. And like Dr. Nair said, that up to age of 5. And sometimes there's an acceptable age of 1 or 2 years of difference also. Now, Dr. Nair, a child as small as 5 years old, the diet is very, very limited. So what kind of concerns are there for you as a doctor when you look at the patient where you have seen certain case studies and you were surprised? How are the parents feeding this food? And this is creating
too much of chocolate, consumption of too much of sweets.
Okay.
Like chocolates.
Any
type of chocolates, like Indian sweets or like Asian sweets, a lot of things. Like how, whether, too much water was consumed, too much, anything like that excess.
Like sodas and all that also make
sodas, we don't allow them to, like we tell them not to give such cases. See, like Madhavi, the treatment will be like first week, I will tell them to do like this. So, like I take the child into confidence.
Okay.
I tell the parents don't feel bad because the way that we had to, because the child has to understand more. So, like if it is 5-year-old, they will understand. We'll tell you will be perfectly alright. He can go and play outside. He can go for, sleepover, everything. We will tell them. So I can go for picnics and all. So they are very happy at that time. So then they listen to you. So that is the way how to get in their heart. Like little, like curbing their sweets. Like some children, they like to drink like 2 glasses of milk in the, before they sleep. So we advise the parents to give by 6 o'clock or something like that. So early dinner by 11 o'clock like that, taking the child for urination. Even putting an alarm at 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock. So parents will tell the doctor, then you come and sleep with the child,
But Dr. Nair, as you're mentioning all this, I see that as a concerned parent out there who's watching this episode, he or she is saying that I have done this all and it's still not working. And that's when you go to a doctor and visit.
Then only they come. They try everything. Then only they will come. Don't think that they will come directly.
Okay.
No parent will come because it's natural with the children.
It's natural.
Okay. Then, then, like according to the infection, we give like Chandraprabha is very nice. Okay. Amla powder with a little bit of turmeric. And if the child is asthmatic or something, there are so many medications for that. And some Some, like if they have like allergy issues, then we have like a nausea treatment. Sometimes no treatment is required, only little medication and counseling. It will serve the purpose.
Okay. Now, Dr. Nair, before we get further into more detailing about the treatment process, I wanted to ask one more question here. The treatment for boys and girls both the same, or it's little varied?
It will vary actually, because girls are more prone for actually infection, urinary infection a lot actually. Yeah.
I wanted to ask this question also specifically because sometimes you give home remedies here, and despite telling everybody that please do not try them on their own, consult a doctor and do these home remedies. Somebody who's listening to this, watching this, has a daughter, and somebody who's having a son. They may pick up the same medicines for both of them and then, over the counter do it. So it is not the way to do it. That's what we wanted to get it across. Now, when you talk about food habits and your night routine, for children specifically who are extremely into, this condition and the parents are exhausted also, what is a night routine? What time does it start for a 5-year-old?
5-year-old actually, they normally go in here, they will be going only by 9:30 or so, like that. Okay. So the dinner should be by like 7. Okay, whether they take some milk like that. So, and before going to bed, take them for pee. And early mornings they can, like in midnight, like put an alarm and make the child to understand. Like few days they will get up themselves actually. If otherwise in deep sleep means children will not get up. That's a big issue. That's why we have to, the remedies play over there. We give them Brahmi, like Brahmi also, because see, this is with, like understanding also. Whether it is like any anxiety or anything like that, fear. Some children, like they are so much exposed for so many other, so many.
And I think what they're watching before sleeping also, right? Movies are kept, parents think that children are not understanding and violent, or extreme movies are also kept, or TVs kept, which could also affect them.
Too much using of all these things, because they forget that they have to do urination also. So no child will get up now from the, like especially because of this lockdowns and all. Okay, they don't want to get up COVID because they don't want to waste their time. They have good programs.
That's just true. And parents are also encouraging, phone time, TV time, or screen time, not TV time, screen time on the bathroom, in the bathroom also. So that is also there. Now, tell me that is Panchakarma also recommended at an early age, or it's not always required?
Panchakarma, that we can do certain, like a modified way of doing it. That is treating for the root cause. Okay, some ghrithams we will give them. Okay, that infused medical preparation actually. So that will help them a lot with the mind and the body. We can even tell the parents to do the abhyangam.
Okay.
And little care and little care with the diet. 99% I have seen the children are perfectly all right.
Wonderful. That sounds good. Now, what about breastfeeding mothers? I know sometimes the child is being breastfed for a longer time, and yet the bedwetting process is happening. So does the mother get to take the medicines and give it to the child, or it's independent?
No. Nowadays, who gives breastfeeding for like more than 1 year? Nobody gives. That was olden times. Yeah. Now it's not like, we give certain cases, but it's not like, like, so many kidney diseases are there. Such cases comes means, if like breastfeeding children means, then we give them.
Now, what age should a routine of the bathroom start so that the child gets used to it? Because there is so much of anxiety that to get finished with this so that the child can be sent to daycare, child can be sent to,
like 1.5 to 2 years actually, when they started walking, slowly. Actually, see, in India, like in my time and all, like we used to take them, for peeing it outside, in the bathroom, I mean. Okay. Yeah. So that was very nice, little training, we can start from that time itself, so that the use of diapers also will be reduced. So for a time frame, like every 2 hours, so you can make them to do it.
Yeah. When we talk about children, it's not only about friends about age till 5, like doctor mentioned, that it can lead to till teenage and adulthood and seniorhood also. But when we talk about children, I think we call them just below 16 and all, even 10 years old. When they go to school, go to sports, bedwetting happens in the sense it's not only during sleep, but they're not having control over their bladder. That is also part of this problem, right, doctor?
Yes, yes.
So parents send extra pair of clothes to the school, and school sometimes calls parents home that this happened, this little accident happened, and you need to come and take care of the child. At that point of time, what kind of counseling is given to parents?
No, definitely it is a very good question actually, because they get so embarrassed, but nothing to get embarrassed, because it's natural. That is called a child. Child can do anything wrong, you understand? No? So, then slowly, some infection must have been there, or the child was very tired, they play a lot, they come, especially in the, when they play outside, other activities, and in the swimming pools. So they get tired, so they get into deep sleep. Or some infection also can be there.
Okay.
Or they must have taken a lot of water, like feeling so thirsty after outside activities. That is also one of the reasons they will, feel like going like that.
Okay. So friends, the point of discussion here is that every phase of the body during the growth, there are certain sensations which happen, and if that is not happening in your child, it is of concern. It is not a social issue right now, but at a certain age, certain milestones are important, and bedwetting and controlling your bladder is also one of them. And Ayurveda comes in place, and for many of you who are surprised, there are medicines for this, there are remedies for this. Yes, they are Ayurvedic form of remedies for bedwetting also. Dr. Nair, any kind of exercises or any kind of other tips that you want to give to our viewers today about this?
Tips are, that as I told, training the child, they're not in a hurry to pee. Okay, so controlling them. Sometimes it escapes, but it's okay. Accident can happen, that's okay. But, slowly making them understand, and pee in intervals, like 3 hours, 4 hours, they should go for a, like peeing. Sometimes they don't feel like going, but still, they should drink water, making, see, we have to make them understand why it is necessary to pee. That is the, like the science. That is in Ayurveda, we in counseling, we will tell them. Otherwise, it can damage your kidney. We will tell all, you will be very sick. So once they get really afraid. But we tell, but we'll tell, but you are not going to do that, right? You will be perfectly all right. Okay, then they will like, I'll be all right. Like very nice children, actually.
But Dr. Nair, one more aspect, I'm sure you will add more light to it. It is also a situation with parents, because most of the adults, we are so concerned to take our children to public restrooms or when you're taking them in flights. So we put this factor, child, can you hold it for a little more time? This bathroom is not clean, or this bathroom is not where you want to go. And sometimes you also see that children are not comfortable with certain bathrooms. So I think we also have to do some counseling to understand what is bothering the child in a particular restroom, or why they don't want to go in the school restrooms, or,
Yesterday, the same case came to me.
Wow, okay.
16-year-old boy, he doesn't want to use his school bathroom.
Okay.
Wherever he goes, he will never pass. So, that was the second time, before he came for something else, then the father came and told, then, because address this, because he's so much afraid. So after the counseling, we gave some medications to him. So now he's telling that now I am forced to go there. So this is only a psychological factor, actually. Of course, the toilets has to be cleaned properly. He can, say, take some pipe, wipes and do it in a proper way, and, he can use. Because we have seen that, using the public bathrooms and all, you get so many, ailments, and especially this eczema and all, if they don't clean over properly. But here, I think we don't have that issue. But, but that is a concern, because people want everywhere clean, right? Especially when you go to India, that you don't feel like doing anywhere.
Yes, that's right.
Because now the scenario is changing.
Absolutely. Yeah. Awareness.
It's a psychological concern only. The fear, actually, whether they will fall sick or not. Nothing else.
This is a very interesting aspect of bedwetting that we have learned today. First of all, it is curable, treatable, and parents or the caretakers also have to play a major role so that they don't embarrass the child or anybody at any age. It's a bodily function. Accidents do happen, and medications are available. And we want to thank Dr. Nair and our entire team for bringing these episodes. And we get so much feedback about the programs and the home remedies. People rewind and watch the shows to see what remedies are there. But once again, like Dr. Nair, and we always stress, please consult a doctor even before trying home remedies. Sometimes it's not suitable for all. Any final words from you, Dr. Nair, about today's episode?
It's a big concern, actually. The parents, please, like whoever watching this show, please feel free to ask any doctor how to go with that, okay? And don't give any wrong medications, because sometimes, so many heavy medicines are prescribed to the children, that may not be needed, actually. Okay. Especially in boys, we have seen that the other infections, are there. And girls, it is a different way of infection.
Okay.
So even though infection is infection, okay, but then we have to take care of that in a precise way. Okay, that's more important.
Yes, absolutely. So bedwetting, a concern for parents, the treatment and the medication slightly vary for a boy and for a girl child. So please keep that factor into consideration when you are having your mommy talks or your parental talks with other parents. Please do not exchange medicines and do not use them. And if you do, you are at risk for yourself and for the child. Please like, share, and subscribe to these videos. And whenever there's a new video coming up, you get a notification so that you don't miss out and do not harm your health and your child's health. Thank you so much, Dr. Nair, for today's episode. And we look forward to many more episodes from you. Thank you.
Thank you so much.